Jen.
And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe.
On the go. But we're really not going anywhere today, are we, Jen?
No, but we had planned to, but the weather didn't work out.
So we had these plans for today where we were going to go out and run some errands and bring you with, and we're going to just do something a little different.
Like a day in the life of.
Yeah, you know, but this is a day in the life of, because this is our life. We're usually losers and don't go anywhere and do anything. I mean, besides work, and I'm not going to bring you to work with me. But, trust me, you don't want to do that. But yeah, so the plan was to go to Aldi and Home Depot, and what else were we going to do? Maybe Target?
Yeah, maybe Target.
Yeah, but...
So today's Mother's Day.
Happy Mom's Day to everybody.
Happy Mom's Day to everyone. So in the Midwest, you aren't supposed to plant your flowers until after Mother's Day because there can always be a frost.
Well, at least this area.
Yeah, at least this area where we live. So we're going to go get our flowers for the pots by the front door, and we have another planter in the landscaping, and we were going to run to Aldi to get some... We were out of some cereal that we wanted and some frozen fruit. Yeah,
and some
But it is like 59 degrees and pouring.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeesh. I got done with work. Well, this morning I think it was warmer this morning when I left for work. I really think it was. But it was drizzling a little bit. I got done with work. I came out. I'm like, oh man, it's cold and it's raining. So,
it's just ick.
Yeah, it's the type of day where you just want to sit on the couch under a blanket, watch a movie or baseball, yes.
Speaking of baseball, the White Sox are losing to the Houston Astros.
Again. Yeah. Oh, look, there's Abreu.
We have it on.
Yeah. Jose Abreu is the Astros first baseman. He joined the team during the offseason. And what team was he with prior to the Astros, Jen?
The White Sox for years and years and years and years and years and years.
Decade, at least. Well, yeah, I mean... His rookie, so the whole thing with Jose Abreu is go back to his rookie season. It was 2014 when...
It's around that time. Don't quote us.
Yeah, so anyway.
He was with the White Sox for a really, really, really long time.
We ended up at the game where he broke the rookie home run record set by Ron Kittle back in 1983. So for Jose, he ended up breaking Ron Kittle's home run record. Yeah. And that is important. Why?
Because we were there.
Well, besides that, why? Because you love Ron Kittle.
I do.
So he ended up breaking Ron Kittle's record. We were there for that game, which was, a monumental event. And then we were actually at his last game with the White Sox at the end of last season. So...
And many games in between.
And many games in between. So, anyway, so we're just kind of kicking back. I got home from work. I poured myself a drink. We're watching the White Sox. So
I'm finishing off a bottle of wine that was in the fridge.
So, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Cheers.
Happy Mother's Day to you, my dear.
Thanks. It's been good.
And what did you get today?
Well, let's see. Timmy called me. That's okay. Timmy works for Disney. He doesn't make a lot of money.
At least he called you.
He did.
So I thought that counts. I didn't get anything from my mom, and I haven't even called her yet. So...
And my mom was exposed to COVID, so we will not be seeing her today. But Ashley sent me flowers.
That's nice.
And Allie gave me an Amazon gift card.
That's nice.
And Matt gave me a really funny candle that I actually posted on Instagram about being
my favorite child gave me this candle.
And then he gave me this really funny, sarcastic Donald Trump mug because it's an insulated coffee mug because he knows how much we all are not fans of Trump. I mean, he's not either, but this is a really funny mug. I should actually, if I think about it, I'll post it on Instagram and you guys can see it. Jen and Joe on the go on Instagram. It's actually really funny.
It's funny, but it's still
super funny.
A Trump mug. But still, yeah.
So yeah.
It's not one that you're going to be using.
And we're going to be ordering La Cabana for dinner. It is a Mexican restaurant that's close to our house. We love it. Really, really, really good food, and nobody wants to go eat there because the weather's so crappy, so we're just going to go pick it up and bring it home.
Bring it home. It's fine.
Because when you DoorDash it, they screw up your order, they mess up your order, they forget things, they add things that you don't want. So we're just going to pick it up.
Yeah. So the week that was. This was an interesting week. Yeah, we had a lot going on. Both good and bad. But
more bad this week than good.
More bad than good, yeah. Well, it just always is what it is around here. But, yeah. So we had problems with the plumbing in the basement.
Again.
Yeah. So
we're going to do, our warranty with the contractor is up in August. And then we are going to let you all know who did the work, We have pictures, we have videos, there's stuff we haven't even shown you yet of all the crap job that he did. And we are done with him in a couple months, and we're gonna let everybody know in case you're in the area and you're looking for a handyman service who not to use.
Who not to use.
So
and we're adding to that do not use list.
Yeah.
Because because we're not using the contractor to come back and do some of the work that technically he should be doing.
Yeah.
But we don't trust what he's doing or not doing.
Because we found something that wasn't to code and had to have that fixed.
Right. So we found that out because we had to call a different company to come in. So this guy that came in said, oh, well, what about this? Oh, this is not to code. Okay, great. So anyway, so that work led to something else, which, is still, I'm still working on that. And the rest of the plumbing that we need to do, I'm doing myself. So
anyway, we got stuck with a $750
cheeseburger just hit a home run.
Yay, Jake Burger. So anyway, we got stuck with a $750 plumbing bill.
The game's on behind you, sorry.
And it's still not even fixed because Joe has to replace a part in the SaniFlow pump. So that's a whole another story. Yeah. But we got the part. Joe feels confident he can replace it because, of course, the SaniFlow unit is under warranty, but not the installation.
The labor.
Or any labor for it.
Yeah, so they'll send you parts, but not the labor.
And
but
then
the way this system is set up, so the basement was unfinished, but there was rough-in plumbing. And the rough-in plumbing was in a way where to put it together to configure everything, it wouldn't have worked with what we wanted for the bathroom. So instead of breaking up concrete, you could do the SaniFlow pump system. And what it is it pumps water away from your sink or your toilet, and it'll push it to your sewer line. So we opted for that. And it's been fine, but it's been acting up and it hasn't been working right. So there's a part that they sent to replace, and for the most part, looking at the diagram and the pictures, it looks like it's pretty easy. You just take the cover off, take this one part out, replace this diaphragm.
It's never going to be as easy as they say it is, but Joe is pretty handy that way, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think it'll be fine.
But it's still very frustrating.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
So there's that part of it, which this shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it is what it is, right?
So then our air conditioner, we have two air conditioners, one for the upstairs, one for the downstairs, and one for the upstairs, which is only 5 years old, stopped working.
Well, it was low on refrigerant. So it was blowing air, but the air was really not cold. It was cool,
and it wasn't turning off because it just couldn't keep up.
Well, yeah, it wasn't cooling the air.
Right.
So it would turn off once the air in the room is cold and the thermostat detects that it's dropped below a temperature, then it'll kick it off. But the refrigerant it was low, it wasn't there, so it wasn't cooling the air. So you had cool air, but not cold air, so the temperature wasn't dropping in the room.
So the plumbing company that we had called out, we had them just come out for the air conditioner,
they do air conditioning
we
too.
Shouldn't have done. We should have gone with who replaced our downstairs unit 3 years ago because they're local and they did a superb job. And I don't know, for whatever reason, Joe and I didn't even think to use them.
I think the reason being is that we didn't know that they did plumbing. They did the AC, but I didn't realize they did plumbing. So we called this other company for plumbing and thought, oh, okay, they do AC too, we'll just bring them out, and just didn't register. The person who put in this 5-year-old AC unit basically retired from or closed his business. He was self-employed, had his own AC business or HVAC business. But you said your mom said that he's working for McDonald's?
That's what she said.
So McDonald's Corporation, he's doing, professional stuff for them. So we couldn't call him. So that's where we ended up going with this other company that installed the other unit 3 years ago.
They were 4.5 hours late.
This company that was coming out to service AC.
The communication was horrible. This is on Friday. And the dispatcher I talked to was extremely rude. I mean, she didn't have the best phone skills. Then the guy comes out, and there was literally probably a half hour of daylight left.
Just about.
We were all flustered from sitting around waiting for him for 4.5 hours. So he came in and he said, it's the refrigerant, which we thought.
That's
and
exactly what I
he
thought.
can refill it for $225 a pound. This is important because he said it was going to need 2 to 4 pounds. So Joe and I were panicking because we're like, oh my God, okay, yeah, refill it. And of course, it ended up being 4 pounds. So $225 times 4 is $900 on top of the $750 we literally spent within the same week.
That's on the plumbing stuff.
So as the guy is filling the refrigerant, I'm like Googling how much this particular refrigerant costs, and everything on the internet is saying $40 to $80 per pound. And I'm like, Joe, you need to go get. So Joe goes and talks to the guy, and he's like, I don't set the prices. That's what it is. So we're panicking, $900. So this was on Friday. Mm-hmm. So no, was this Thursday?
No, it was Friday.
So then, no, it was Thursday. It was Thursday because then Friday, Joe called. Joe called the local heating and air conditioning company that did our downstairs air conditioner.
Did the second unit.
And asked how much this refrigerant would have been with them. $70 a pound. So that is $155 per pound price difference. Mm-hmm. So we reached out to the heating and air conditioning. As a matter of fact, I'm so angry at this point. I think we're going to find their website and put it at the end of this video.
No, we got to give them give them a day.
Okay, we'll give them one more day, but the next sit down we will post it because Joe called and said, "Hey, how come you're charging $225 when our local it's the same product is $70. He's charging $70 a pound."
The refrigerant is R140A, so it's a newer refrigerant. This is also going to go away, but the R22 refrigerant, they went away from that because it's not environmentally friendly. So the current AC units that are going in have this R410A. The newer ones moving forward are going to have a different refrigerant that's even better for the environment. There's just a lot of push for environmentally friendly products over the next 10 to 15 years.
Joe called this company and he was like, "Hey, what's up? We just got majorly ripped off." And they were like, "Hey, we'll have Dan, the manager. We want to make this right," were the words they used. "Dan, the manager, will call you back later today." Big surprise. Joe never heard from him, never called me. So we're going to give him until Monday. Yeah. And then I've already posted a little bit on Instagram. And I will let everyone know in the Chicagoland area who not to use. And now going back and looking at the reviews, every single review says that they are overpriced by like 3 times what a local company would do. So we just feel very, very taken advantage of.
A little bit. But, part of it was that we could have just said no. It's not like air conditioning. This is the way I look at it. Air conditioning is, in essence, like a luxury. You don't need AC to survive. Will you sleep better at night because it's cooler? Sure. But you don't need it like you don't need...
You want to sleep in summer in 90 degrees?
No, but it would be easier to do that than it would sleeping in the cold during winter. You need your furnace more than you need your AC.
I get it, but...
But yeah, obviously, right, I get it. But we're not at that point of the year where, oh my God, this is an emergency, we need to do it. We could have just said, no, hold off.
That is true.
But it was just the way the whole evening went and how late he was. And now it's just, okay, we got to get things done fast because it's getting dark. Mm-hmm. So it was a little frustrating.
And we didn't even have time to process it. It just happened so fast.
Oh, it's
and
only
then you're thinking,
pounds.
Just 2 pounds. Oh, no, it was the full 4. And I looked at Joe before. I'm like, it's going to be 4 pounds. You know it's going to be 4 pounds. So then I heard the guy say it's $900. I'm like, yep, it was 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Sometimes, sometimes Debbie Downer's right. You were kind of a downer that night, but you were right.
Well, it's hard to get hit with $1,650 worth of broken things in 1 week.
Yeah.
That's hard to stomach.
Well, because...
and then you feel taken advantage of on top of it.
Well, right, because the first half of it were 2 things that we were not expecting and should not have had problems with it at all because they were newer things. Right. So the problems that we had with the plumbing should not have happened.
That's something we need to ask Saniflo if they're going to reimburse us for the $350. They aren't.
No.
They won't.
No, because that was all labor. They don't warranty labor. It's just parts.
Wow.
Yeah. So. Because
it's
basically, but the thing just stopped working, so we had to have the plumber come out to check it.
Because it's a Saniflo system, which means if you are not using it, if you turn it off, you can't use your bathtub, you can't use your sinks, so they can't use anything in the basement.
Right, because if this thing is off, you're not able to pump the water to the sewer line. I mean, the water, you just can't.
So not only has this been frustrating for us, it's been very frustrating for Matt Carey.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, hopefully we're at the tail end of that. I've got this part. It arrived today.
Oh, but
so I'm going to work on it here
going
soon.
back to the air conditioner, there's a leak in it. So basically what we did was we put $900 of refrigerant into the AC for it to leak out. So it was like taking $900 bills and we're just throwing them into the air. I mean, that's what this is like. They have to find the leak.
Right, but again, we probably should have just said that night, no, let's just hold off and wait, because now we're putting refrigerant into this thing, which will probably leak out. Is it a slow leak? Is it I don't know. I think it's going to be a slow leak, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to like gush out and we're going to have a pool of refrigerant under the AC unit
It's just frustrating because we spent $1,650 and nothing's fixed.
Well, the pipe on the water heater is okay. They fixed that, the valve on that. But that shouldn't have been, that was a contractor thing.
Yeah, we should reach out to Chris and say, we should do that too.
Well, it's too little too late now.
Yeah.
You don't want him back. That's the whole thing.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
This is such an awful place to be.
Do you have this guy come back who did all this crap work?
Who did shoddy work.
Right, in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you have him come back to fix his work because it's under warranty, or do you bring somebody else in? Now, at least that guy was able to fix that problem. That's fine. The sandy flow is still a problem. The AC is still a problem.
But he did say, because he had to flush the water heater, he did say, oh, it's all rusty. This is going to break. It's going to break. Which is another thing the review said. They were very fast to tell you other problems that you had. So, I don't know. Well, do you call like the Better Business Bureau?
No.
You just take the loss?
No, you take the loss and you just, this is our avenue right here, or Instagram, or
Don't
Twitter.
worry, we have a lot of friends who watch us in the Chicagoland area, so we will...
Don't use this company, that's all. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that was the negative stuff.
We do have some good news.
What's the good news?
The good news is we are almost to our 60-day mark for going to Disney, where we can book our dining reservations.
Yeah. And this trip is going to be good. Why?
Because we're going to see all of our besties, all of our close Disney friends.
Yeah,
we're going to...
So this whole thing came about because Steve and Ariane were going to be there. Because they're bringing the boys, and you're like, oh, well, if you're going to be there, then we could try to be there because it's around your birthday.
Well, and we had talked about...
There's the kid. There's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kid.
Who threw the foul
Oh my gosh,
back.
okay, we got to digress for a moment.
Yeah,
so there was a foul ball, and it went into the stands, and this family, a husband, wife, and this little girl and the little boy was maybe a couple years older than the little girl. They had the ball. I mean, it was Jake Berger.
They caught the foul ball.
Jake Berger, who just hit the home run. This is a prior at bat. They got this ball. And so the little girl had the ball. And the little boy takes the ball from her and he's looking at it right on camera. He's looking at it and just, whoop, throws it over, down. And the announcers, Steve Stone and Jason Benetti, they're like, no! What is Michelangelo doing? And then Jason, without missing a beat, because he's so good as an announcer, he's like, Michelangelo is always the party guy.
Because he was dressed like a Ninja Turtle.
Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles. So they just showed the kid again. He's famous today because he didn't hold on to Jake Berger's foul ball. I mean, just crazy. It was hysterical.
His daddy's probably mad.
Yeah, they weren't even Astros fans. So anyway, oh my gosh, that was our little bit of entertainment for the day.
But anyway,
so Disney. So all of this, then you start talking to everybody else.
We had actually talked to Ariane and Steve about going in summer, and we should probably go for my birthday because Joe got to go to Mexico for his birthday, and
so they booked it. You wanted to book it.
They booked their dates. We booked our dates around their dates, so everyone in our little friend group overlaps. So then our friends Melinda and Ryan booked, and our friends Carrie and Jason booked. So that's our Disney friend group, our closest friends.
But they ended up booking happening because we were all going to be there. So they
Yes.
decided to come down at close to
Yes.
the same time, kind of
Yes.
overlapping a bit. And then Molly from Wisconsin, she's going to be there.
Yes.
They're arriving at the tail end when we're leaving to go back
Yes.
to St. Pete, so we get to see her as well.
And we were going to add on another Disney day, but now I just don't think we can do it because of the $1,650 bill that
Yeah,
has been looming over us. Anyway, but so we get to make our Disney dining reservations, not this week, but next week. So I haven't looked at Disney dining in a really, really, really long time. Probably almost 10 months ago. I haven't looked at it in 10 months, which is really strange. I have noticed that a lot of menus have changed, a lot of price increases. But I think what we're going to do is I'm going to book some places we've never been.
Okay.
There aren't too many of those left. We've hit almost every dining location. I would say out of the hundreds of restaurants that are there, we're probably missing 20.
Okay.
Like
it's probably pretty accurate.
I mean, I really think so, just looking at it.
So you were thinking about possibly Turf Room?
I was thinking about Turf Club at Saratoga
Club.
Springs because that's
Turf
one
Room
we
is a
have
different
not
restaurant.
eaten at.
Yeah, Turf Club.
What else? And of course there's restaurants we have to go to just because we love
there
them.
are some of our favorites.
Yeah.
Like Olivia's and what else were you thinking? Well, Grand Floridian. We're either going to do cafe or
I'm hoping we can
Narcoossee's.
do Narcoossee's since that
You wanna
has
see the
just been
fireworks?
and it's been refurbed
Yeah,
and new
yeah.
menu.
Yeah.
Not really thrilled with the menu. I looked at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm thinking too. Most of this trip, there may be just some appetizer only dinners.
You say that now.
No, it's seriously when I show you the prices, it's so much more expensive.
But see,
it's
part of it,
crazy. And
yeah.
I guess now I'm comparing everything to Ishkaret Mexico Resort and just how fresh everything was and how it was all inclusive.
Well, it was all inclusive. That's
and
why.
everything was so good. And these
But see,
prices.
you're overly sensitive right now because of this big bill from the last week and a half.
That
Plus
is true.
Also,
I shouldn't do that.
Well, yeah, but also with paying off the basement, that,
And the roof.
And so we just have had
Don't
a
be
lot
homeowners, just
No.
rent.
Well, when you spend a certain amount of time in a house, eventually
Everything
things are going to
breaks.
happen. So, we've been in this house a long time.
We have.
You incur these expenses. It's not anything that should surprise you because these are the things that happen. Oh, the roof, got to replace the roof. That ain't cheap. AC units, those aren't cheap.
No.
Whatever, anything that's going to happen is going to happen, and everything is more expensive now. So, and we redid the basement. That was not cheap.
No.
So,
That was very expensive.
Yeah.
But anyway, have any of you eaten at the Turf Room in Saratoga Springs? Would love to hear your reviews. Good, bad, ugly, fantastic, whatever. I was also looking at Jico because Joe and I have not been to Jico. We've been to Boma. We've been to Sanaa. We have not been to Jico yet.
Yeah.
I think that's like the only, besides Victoria and Albert's and Chef Monsieur Paul.
Yeah.
Those are the only. That's the only signature restaurant we have not
Is
dined
Paul
at.
even open?
Yes, it is.
That did open?
Yes,
How
it
about
did.
Victoria and Albert's? Did that open too?
I don't think Victoria and Albert's is open yet.
Because they.
Oh, and we have not eaten at Takume Thai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At Epcot.
Yeah. But I would like to be able to cross Jico off the list. I've only heard great things, and we've really enjoyed Sanaa.
Yeah.
And
Sanaa.
Boma for a buffet is really good.
That was actually very good. I remember.
I was thinking about booking that again too, just because we
Yeah.
haven't been to Boma in a really long time. But I'm
Boma
still
was
like,
nice.
I still
And Sanaa, we've been there a couple times. That bread service at Sanaa is really, really good.
buffets still kind of gross me out.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready to take that step.
No, I'm not really. I'm fine. Never
But
doing buffets.
I just remember the food at Boma being really,
Yes, it
really,
was.
really good.
Yeah,
so
back
I mean, I
before.
guess if I'm going to go to any buffet on Disney property, it would be Boma.
I guess.
But we are going to
you're
try
not-
to do Olivia's.
You're not thinking Chef Mickey's? You don't want to
Oh
do Chef Mickey's?
hell no!
Are they back to buffet or are they still family
No,
style?
they're back to buffet.
Yeah, okay. It's not
Oh,
surprising.
Chef Mickey. I mean, I get it for the character, but that food's just
no.
nasty.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
nasty. Yeah.
We even tried it when
It's
it
nasty.
was table service for that bit.
Yeah.
And we really tried.
I mean,
we did breakfast and it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
But it
but-
wasn't great.
Right. Yeah, it just like, I don't know why, but you compare that to
Topolino's.
Oh, it doesn't even compare to Topolino's.
No, that's so good.
At Epcot, Garden Grill. Yeah, so if you compare that to Garden Grill, where you have the characters there, Garden Grill was better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. Chef Mickey's, I think, is one of the worst restaurants on Disney property.
But people love it because it gives them what they want.
And I get that. I mean, if you just want to go for the character experience,
kids,
which, I mean, that's what we're guilty of. We obviously didn't go for the food, but when our kids were little, we went there just because that was Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and Pluto that we didn't have to wait in a line to see.
Yeah.
They came to our table. We got the pictures, as many as we wanted. So,
napkins.
I mean, yeah.
It's fine.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I'm trying to make the reservations. Every time I think I have it figured out, and I'm like, oh, wait, I forgot about this restaurant. Can we fit it in? But we're also...
if you know anything about Jen, she changes her mind multiple times until we're ready to go.
Have we said where we're staying, or are we going to keep that until...
I don't know. It's up to you. I don't think we've mentioned it yet.
Okay, we'll wait on that.
Okay.
Because I can't remember if we've told everyone where we're staying.
Well, if we did, then they know. If we didn't, then they don't know. So you could either tell them now or wait.
I mean, I don't think it really matters.
It doesn't.
They're going to watch us or they're not.
I don't know.
So we're staying at Destino Tower at Coronado Springs. We've stayed in the tower 2 or 3 times.
I really like Destino Tower.
I like it
really
too.
Do.
I think it's a beautiful resort, and for a moderate resort, it has all the deluxe feels.
Yes, yeah. I mean, for what you're paying, I really like it a lot. I think they leave it at that level because it's further from most of the parks, and you don't have any real, you don't have a Skyliner or anything else for transportation other than the bus. But I don't know. I really like that place a lot. I like the feel. I like the atmosphere. Yeah.
And we were just talking about this. So we've eaten at every Coronado Springs Destino Tower restaurant except one. So we've eaten at Rick's Cafe. We've eaten at the Marketplace. We've eaten at Maya Grill. We've eaten at, we've had drinks at Dahlia Bar. Yeah. We've eaten at Toledo.
I meant Toledo. I said, I really like Topolino, but I meant to say Toledo.
We've eaten at the Three Bridges.
Although the last time wasn't as good.
No, it was not. It was
the first time was better. But
we have not had anything at the coffee bar downstairs.
We have not.
And
because we're usually not up early enough to go down to the coffee bar. Whereas
we always book breakfast, so I think I'm going to reserve one day where we just go down there to at least get our coffees in the morning, because there's so many great Spanish coffees.
That's not true. There was one time, I remember I went down there and got coffee and croissant or something for you, and I brought it back up.
Is that where you got it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have been there. But I think that was probably you just got me a cappuccino or something, and we didn't have one of the Spanish coffees like we had after dinner in Toledo.
It was just, it was just a quick little, I brought it back up to the room while you were getting ready.
I do remember that now. Yeah. So we have.
Don't ask me how I remembered that, but okay.
Yeah, so we are staying in Destino Towers. We were gonna, and it still might happen, we're gonna have to see how this plays out with the company that came in and overcharged us for the refrigerant. If they end up keeping their word and making it right and taking some of that price off, because of Timmy's discount, I really would like to add one more night at the Wilderness Lodge. Timmy has a great discount since he's a cast member, and I just feel like I need one more night in Disney.
Timmy, speaking of, ended up getting his new name badge for the 100th anniversary. So he was very proud of that.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. He's actually been enjoying things in the old Kingdom of Magic.
Lots of videos of him out on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, that's so hysterical.
Everyone sends them to me and I love it, so please keep sending me the videos of Timmy in Magic Kingdom dancing.
If you see
to
that
all
fool
the music.
dancing like a fool, I mean, look.
It makes me so happy.
But I look at it this way. I go to work, I'm not dancing at work. Most people go to work, they're not dancing at work. Timmy is living his best life, even though he's not making a lot of money. He's working for Disney, and he's dancing at work. So,
he really
it could be worse.
It.
I know he has days. Everyone has days, but for the most part, he's in the middle of Magic Kingdom on Main Street, enjoying all of it. So, yeah. So the rest of the week was really positive. I know this whole thing with the expenses and the plumbing and the AC was very negative. But for the most part, this week was actually the second half of it for me was better than the first half. I just went through a stretch at work where it just, by the time I got done with Tuesday, man, I was done. I was done. I needed the day off.
I have good news for work.
I was off on Wednesday, so I needed that day to just catch up on things and rest. And you...
I got a raise.
She got a raise. All right, so good job, honey. Way to go.
I wasn't expecting it.
That's okay. That's all right. You're valued.
Oh, and I went to the gynecologist this week. Ladies, it's very important to go get your lady parts checked out. Make sure you schedule your annual GYN visit.
Really?
It's very important.
Really?
Yes.
I think I'm going to cut this part out.
No,
No one wants to hear about that.
It's very important.
Really? Is it very important?
It's very important.
You know what else is important?
What?
Mammograms.
Okay, I haven't gotten that far yet, but
that's important.
I got other lady parts checked out.
Anyway, so are colonoscopies, and so I'm not judging. Just saying. I'm kind of behind on mine. Although I do have mine scheduled for August. So yeah. Anyway, so it was nice to be able to just, I don't know, have the day off on Wednesday and kind of recharge the batteries a little bit, because Monday and Tuesday were not good days at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a brand new week. It's Sunday. It's starting a brand new week, so we can only manifest good, positive outcomes.
And 1 week, not even a week, less than a week. So next Saturday is a big, big day. We got big things going on that day. Saturday, the 20th.
Oh, yeah, Miss Riley turns a year old.
Well, technically not that day.
The next week.
On the 22nd. But Saturday the 20th, we're celebrating her birthday party.
And we are having an Alice in Wonderland theme.
Yeah. So I was hoping for maybe something wrestling related, but we're doing Disney, doing Alice in Wonderland.
But Carrie's mom found Riley the cutest Alice in Wonderland dress.
I haven't seen it.
So I told Joe that we should go as
No.
What are their names?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
No.
I think we should Disney bound to her birthdays.
No.
We should.
How are you gonna do that? Where are you gonna get the costumes?
Well,
we can't afford it. We just spent all this money on plumbing and AC. So no, can't do it.
There's Giolito's
is that the commercial?
Yeah. We can rewind it. I'll show it to you. It's hilarious.
I just want to digress for a moment, because she told me about this Lucas Giolito, one of the pitchers for the White Sox. He's in a commercial for a local furniture company. Place. So I saw earlier today, I saw a commercial. So there's this new Star Wars video game that's out. Cameron Monaghan, who used to be on Shameless, he did the motion capture, and the character in the video game looks just like him. So this is the second game, Jedi, I don't even know what it's called, but anyway, there's the first version, now this is the sequel of the game. So in this commercial, it's kind of behind the scenes of making the game, and he's, practicing so he could do the motion capture suit and do all this stuff. And so he's training as a Jedi, and his instructor, Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill is giving him instructions on how to be a Jedi, and he says to him, Mark, you realize that I'm really not a Jedi and I can't use the Force. No excuse. You got to do this. And then he's got the two green sticks, because they're the lightsabers. And Mark is like, wait, why do you have two lightsabers? And he says, well, it's really not two lightsabers. It's one, but I could take it apart. And Mark turns and pouts and walks away. He's like, I never got two lightsabers. It was the funniest thing. If you're a Star Wars nerd, it just cracks me up so much.
Google it.
Yeah. So Mark Hamill and Cameron Monaghan in the Star Wars video game commercial.
And then we have other good news. Ashley's coming home.
Oh yeah, in a couple weeks.
Yeah, she'll be home in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well,
2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah. So 13 days.
Yeah.
So she's missing Riley's party.
Yeah, but we decided we're going to have a second party. Riley is a big pancakes fan. She loves pancakes. I think.
Is there really a lot of food she doesn't love?
Well, she loves pancakes and she loves bananas.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about going to IHOP and getting some M&M pancakes or something. And when Ashley's here, putting a candle or two in them and having her, so Ashley can kind of partake in Riley's first birthday, and then Riley gets pancakes.
And she gets 2 birthdays.
She loves them.
Yeah, sure, why not? Kids need more than one birthday. Come on.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And she's been the joy of our lives
Oh my
this
God,
past year.
yeah. She's just such a trip. So yesterday before I went to work, I started a little later, so they came up, and so she, comes straight to me and gives me a hug, and then I put her in the high chair and starts eating, and then I go over, and she wants out of the high chair, so I take her out, and I start feeding her some of her Nutri-Grain bar, and put her back in. She wants out again, and so I said to her, so what else do you want? Do you want something else? So I'm walking around. I said, do you want this? Do you want a banana? So I get the banana out and I pulled it in front of her. And she's just looking at it for literally like 3 or 4 seconds. And it finally registers, like you could see her wheels turning. And it finally, she realizes what it is. And she's signing more. So this is more, but this is her more.
Yeah, that's
so
her
if she
more.
wants something, she will do more. And she finally realized what the banana was. And she's like this.
Because we sit her on the counter and we give her a banana to eat. It's kind of become like an afternoon snack thing.
Yeah. It's really cute. So I had to give her a little bit of the banana, and then I had to go to work. And as I was leaving, she was craning her neck, trying to see where I was going. Like, don't leave, Papa. Yeah, it was really cool. It was an awesome way to start the day. So focus on that when you think things are, kind of going.
That's true.
Sideways.
Everyone should have a little baby in their life somehow.
Oh my gosh, somehow, just in any way possible,
They just
or
bring
whatever.
such joy.
Yeah, well, especially when you're not the parent, you're the grandparents.
Oh yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big difference.
So the big thing, obviously, the plumbing and the AC, work is what it is, blah. But you had some positive news with your raise, and gosh, so what else? Just with watching certain things, we've been go back to Yellow Jackets. We kind of talked about that before.
Good.
But Yellow Jackets on Showtime was just really like that show a lot. It goes back and forth between funny and dramatic and kind of mysterious with some of the things they have going on with these girls.
Christina Ricci and Juliette Lewis, and who's the one who
Melanie
plays
Lynskey.
Shauna? Melanie Lynskey.
Yeah.
She's married to John Ritter's son,
Jason.
Jason Ritter. Yes, I don't know. It's such a great show. And then we finished watching Waco,
the Aftermath.
The Aftermath. That was really good.
So
It was so good.
we might have mentioned this before, but the Waco TV series was on in 2018, and Showtime started airing those episodes. I'm like, this wasn't on Showtime originally. Why? Well, it's because they did the sequel. They had the 5-episode sequel series called Waco: The Aftermath, and it dealt with things happening about 1.5 to 2 years after the Waco incident, which took place in March and April of 1993.
It dealt with the horrific tragedy of the Oklahoma City bombing.
Well,
and how
the aftermath
that and Waco were connected in a sense.
Yeah.
It was horrific.
Which I don't know if I knew that. I mean,
I did not know that.
I don't think I knew
when
that
it
either.
Happened.
Right, definitely when it happened. And I don't know if I knew anything. So the Oklahoma City bombing was April 19th of 1995, exactly 2 years after the incident in Waco with the Branch Davidians, and how the government went in and, okay. So all of this with Michael Shannon playing Gary, I can't remember his last name, who was the lead negotiator at Waco. And it was dealing with his guilt and everything that he knew happened and wasn't happy about. And then everything that, as he was investigating, he knew something was going to be happening, which eventually led up to Timothy McVeigh and the Oklahoma City bombing. So I thought these five episodes were really good. Because also Giovanni Ribisi was in this.
And he was so good.
He played the defense attorney for 4 of the people who were part of the Branch Davidians, who survived and were caught and charged, and he was defending them, and he was actually really good.
He was really good.
He had this quirkiness to him, and I don't know if the real attorney had those characteristics and mannerisms, but Ribisi was really good in this. Really enjoyed that quite a bit. So that was on Showtime, and so we ended up watching that and really liked that as well. So other than that, watching wrestling, doing all that.
Yeah, we have been watching a lot of SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
Which is something we got away from for a long time, but now we're hooked back in.
Yeah. Well, you're watching some, you're not watching everything. But Matt and I are watching all of it. So, No, there's
Something's
Jose.
happened with Abreu. Now I feel like we need. Oh, I think Moncada just got onto first base, and they were just having a little chat.
Yeah, so Jose on this team was big. He was huge.
Yeah.
Short of, well, Tim Anderson has been there the longest now, but prior to him, it was Jose and Lori Garcia. But Lori's not even on the team anymore.
No.
So,
No.
yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, what we need in the comment section from you guys, if you could, like I said, we have eaten at almost every table service and quick service dining location in all of the Walt Disney World and Disney World Resort, but there are a handful of places we have not eaten at that we are considering this trip, like the Turf Club in Saratoga Springs. We are considering...
You said Chico?
What's the one in Disney Springs next to Jack Lindsay's that used to be owned by Gloria Estefan? You know what I'm talking about. I just can't remember the name of it.
Next to Jack Lindsay's.
It's kind of next to Jack Lindsay's. If you're looking at Jack Lindsay's, it's to the left of it. It's more on the west side.
Is that even still there anymore?
Yeah, it is.
It's closer to Haleo. Wasn't it closer to Haleo?
Kind of. It's in that...
It's a Cuban place.
Yes. Why can't I remember the name of it? Now it's going to drive me crazy.
Coconuts?
No. My coconuts.
Nope, don't know.
Okay, so anyway, yeah.
Well, we haven't been there, but you said you wanted to try to avoid Disney Springs in case it's going to rain.
Yeah, my thought is busing at, that would be my only negative about Destino Tower and Coronado Springs. We're going to have a car, but I don't like driving to Disney Springs, especially if you're going to drink and stuff, it's better to take the bus.
Yeah, right.
And the busing system at Coronado Springs, it's ridiculous. It takes forever. There's like 4 or 5 stops.
Right. So that's why it's
So I'm trying to
cheaper.
avoid not eating in Disney Springs. It's better to go to a resort. Plus then, it's summer. There's always an afternoon, evening shower. You can almost predict it. It happens almost every day. And I would just rather have a place that we can, pull up to the resort. Joe can drop me off. He can come in with an umbrella or whatever.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier in the summer. This is how my mind thinks.
Well, last September, when I decided I'm just going to zip on over to Epcot.
Haleo.
Yeah, I'm going to zip over to Epcot and do Guardians of the Galaxy really quick, and then I'll meet you guys at Disney Springs for Haleo. And I get off the ride, and it's just a wall of water. Oh
so
my gosh.
I'm trying to not get into that situation. So I plus we aren't going to the parks this trip. So I'm trying to book dining at resorts since we won't have the luxury of going to the parks because we don't want to go to the parks right now. But yeah, I'm also trying to avoid Disney Springs at the dinner hour. I think it would be fine for an early lunch because most of the time if it's going to rain in the afternoon.
I would not mind going to Wine Bar George for Brava.
That is on my list. Yeah. I do have Wine Bar George on the list. I do have Chef Art Smith. Both of them we've eaten at many times. But there's just those restaurants that you just have to go back to because they're just so good. Yeah. And Chef Art Smith and Wine Bar George are 2 of those restaurants. Yeah. Olivia's for us. That is a hidden gem. If you have not been to Olivia's in the old Key West Resort, it is worth the trip to go out there and eat.
I like Olivia's. And we ate at Wolfgang
Best
Puck.
Bloody Marys ever.
Oh, at Olivia's? Yeah. That was actually, well, for you, I mean.
Yeah, Joe doesn't like Buddies.
I go for the grits. The grits are, man, they're so good. I was saying Wolfgang Puck's at Disney Springs, we ate there. That was actually really good.
That was very good.
So we enjoyed that.
We did enjoy that a lot.
So, we have...
and we're going to go back to Geyser Point because we love Geyser Point.
Oh, God, Geyser Point. Holy
I was
cow.
actually considering, too, going back to Whispering Canyon Cafe. I know that restaurant doesn't get a lot of love because it's hit or miss in terms of food, but I really like their burnt end nachos. And there's just certain places that have certain meals. Like Ale and Compass used to have a really good chilled lobster roll, and they got rid of it. I was going to actually book it for lunch one day. Since Joe and I are not doing any of the parks, we're just basically going to be relaxing, spending time with our friends, and eating and drinking a whole lot. So, I don't know. I would really like to try Turf Club. It's going to drive me crazy now. about the restaurant that used to be owned by Gloria Estefan. Like, I can totally see it.
Okay, as soon as we finish recording,
Joe put it in the video.
I'll put a little caption there at the bottom to see what the name of it is.
We're gonna.
Why does it say? Why do I think it starts with a C?
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
I want to say it starts with an S, and it's not Splitsville.
No, because
oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy.
It's a polling place.
I do want to go. We are gonna go to Steakhouse 71. That is on my list. That's a restaurant. I don't care if I eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner there. All three have been fantastic.
Yeah.
If you've not been to Steakhouse 71, I know that it's had some negative reviews, but we've always had great
Love the
experiences
martini,
there.
or not the martini, the Manhattan. Manhattan there is really, really good.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh well.
This is important.
Train has left the station. We should probably wrap this up.
Oh,
it's getting kind of long.
Anyway, why don't you let us know in the comments below what your favorite Disney restaurants are that aren't in the parks, where you suggest that we have gone, because I am drawing a blank on...
Coconuts.
It's going to drive me crazy. I hate that.
It's coconuts. It's not
Oh,
coconuts.
I know what I was going to say. I do want to watch Happily Ever After at the Grand Floridian one night, but of course, I do not like to park at the TTC. I will make a reservation at the Grand Floridian. I will keep that reservation, but I don't care if it's at Narcoossee's, Citricosa, Grand Floridian Cafe. I am open to any of those restaurants, but I definitely want to get one of those restaurants for a night to watch Happily Ever After at the Boat Dock, since its return. We haven't seen it yet. I'm so excited. Yeah. We did watch it on TV when it came back. Something Disney did right,
and
really
she
right.
cried during the punchback part. No, I mean, if we're going to do anything, if we go to a park, with Timmy's Pass, we can do Magic Kingdom and just go in the evening to watch the fireworks.
I mean, we can.
Yeah, but still, we got options. We have options, but we have a lot that we're going to be doing in St. Pete as well.
We are. We're going to be actually, and we'll do a whole video on a pre-trip report, and we'll lay it all on the line. But we are going to be in St. Pete. Prior to Disney and after Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're going to be gone for about 2
weeks. Yeah.
It'll be nice.
So I was going to tell you about this, but I decided not to because we're not going to do it. But there is different parking at Midway Airport where it's across the street. So this parking lot is off of 59th Street, and you park your car and just walk right across the street, and there's covered. It's covered, and then it takes you around. You know, when we park in the remote garage, and the bus takes you, and you go down behind some of the parking there, behind the terminal parking. You're going behind there. Well, the parking lot is down here, so you just walk right across, and you're right there, and you go into the terminal. So it's like maybe a 5-minute walk from the parking lot, and it would be cheaper.
But the parking lot's like $15 a day.
No, I know. This is less than that.
Oh.
But you know why I wasn't going to bring it up?
Why?
Because if you look at the way the parking is, if you're parked right here, then you're right close to the airport. But the parking lot goes all the way down, and it's like 3 or 4 blocks long.
Oh, hell
So if you parked all the way down here at the south end, you've got probably a 15-minute walk to get to the terminal.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I know.
As much as I hate remote parking at Midway and having to get on the bus, it's not so bad when you depart.
Right.
But when you come back and you have to wait for a bus down there by all the diesel fumes and the dog relief area. It's disgusting.
Yeah, if you know Midway, you know
it's a pit.
When you arrive, you go downstairs to the baggage claim, and you come out of the baggage claim, and you're under Cicero Avenue.
Yes.
So underneath it, it's you got multiple lanes of
for
cars.
For like Uber and buses and cars
taxis
and drop-offs and
That.
pickups.
So it's all of that.
Yeah.
Plus that, and it's all dark because you got the street above you. And it's
the dog
loud,
relief area.
And people are out there smoking.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of room to walk. Like you come out there and the sidewalk is so narrow. It is one of the worst airports I have ever been to, and I've traveled around a lot in this country. It is awful. But what are you going to do? So yes, arriving is definitely worse and harder than departures. Departure is not a big deal, but it is what it is. I've had...
And it's $15 a day to park versus $50, so that's a big price difference.
Wasn't it 40?
No, it was 50.
For the closer?
When we went to Mexico, it was 50.
50 a day?
Yeah.
I thought it was 40.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check that.
It was
50.
It was 40. It was 50.
I think it was 40.
It's 50.
50 is O'Hare. I think 40 was Midway.
I think it's 50.
still. Yeah, so they have parking that.
5:45.
Yeah, well, they have parking really close to the terminal, and so you just park your car, you walk, and you're like literally 2 minutes, and you're right.
We
in the
do that
terminal
for
building.
quick trips when it's winter.
Yeah, but yeah, it's expensive. I don't, you know, the overhead for parking is not that great. Like, what are you doing? Redoing the concrete every month? Yeah. It's just a total, well, whatever. It's it's a gold mine for them. Anyway, all right. Well, that's our week. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I think that's it.
We were planning on taking you with us to do a few different things, but maybe next
the
week.
rain is still, I think it stopped, but it's still kind of cold out.
Yeah, well.
That's okay. Next time we'll bring you with us when we do our what we do in a day type of video on the weekend
get out and
when
about.
we're not working.
Yeah. I mean, now that the weather's getting a little better.
I know. We will take you along with us on what we do in a day or day in the life of.
Day in the life of. Not very exciting, but
get ready with me.
Yeah. Anyway, so
right.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
And I want to say thank you to I'm gonna cry.
Why?
So I just want to thank Matt, Timmy, Allison, and Ashley for being the best kids a mom could ask for.
Wow. You weren't saying that last night when Matt was farting.
I'm so blessed to be their mom.
Well, that was nice, dear. That was very nice. Don't cry. It's okay. Because now you have Riley.
I know.
You have that on top of it too.
But
so Matt should be the favorite now because he gave you Riley.
Yeah. I don't tell them enough, but I'm very blessed to have them. They're the best thing, besides you, of course.
Oh, yeah, well.
That God has given me in my life, and besides Riley, of course. But they're just such great young adults. They've all set out to do exactly what they wanted to do with their lives. Yeah, we definitely could be worse. When it comes to kids, definitely could be worse. I mean, we're both so proud of them. Yeah. They've all achieved so much in their young lives, and to be their parents and see how much they've achieved in their young lives, and I'm just so proud of them, and I'm so honored to be their mom, and without them I wouldn't have a Mother's Day. That's true. I know. So all right, it's okay, dear. So thank you. All right. Well, with that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action. Because if you do, you're going to miss her waterworks. It's like, you put alcohol in her, you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, honest to God, Jennifer. Holy cow. But it's okay. It's good. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And make sure you hit that like button because that really helps our algorithm. I guess. It really does. Yeah, all right. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Yeah, hope you guys have had a good day today. We'll catch you next time. Bye. Bye.